Welcome to Wrestling in 60, a show where we present the best matches from around the country's premier wrestling conference, the Big Ten. We begin with our pick at number 7.
And of course, we know that Nick Bouzakis is a really big, 125-pounder, down from a 133 where he had success last year in the Buckeyes lineup. He comes down, and they get Ben Davino in the lineup here. It's made him really a great 1-2-3 punch here with Mendez as well. But, their sacrifices go along with that. I think they've done a pretty good job of measuring here. Now, this is the power that you have from Bouzakis. Look at this.
Bouzakis looking for something big. Can he do it again? He's got Peterson on his back.
He sagged back a little bit.
Jim, this place is going to explode if Bouzakis can get the fall. But it is a takedown and 4 near fall. And once again, Bouzakis with a quick start.
Well, they have managed this weight cut here for him almost perfectly. Last year in the national duels here, we didn't see him to the second round. Well, they had the luxury of throwing Brandon McCrone out there. He did a great job. Bouzakis out there after rehydration and everything and a little bit of rest here came out solid and did the same thing today. So I don't know who decided what the rotation was going to be, but the start at 157 was huge for Bouzakis.
I'm impressed that Dean Peterson fought off his back.
He did. I agree with you there.
The roof, Jim, would have blown right off of this place. But a quick 7-1 lead for Bouzakis. Dean Peterson wrestled a couple of matches back on December 12th. And then he was off until January 16th. He fell to Luke Lillidahl in Iowa City. That was a few weeks back, and he's back in action. The redshirt senior from Barnegat, New Jersey, began his career at Rutgers. 4 seasons with the Scarlet Knights, was a 3-time national qualifier, and fell in the blood round in 2023 and then last March in Philly. If he was a baseball player, you would show up to batting practice and watch him hit 425-foot homers. I mean, he's got some pop. Quick escape makes it 8-1. Of course, he had the big pin against Michigan last Sunday. But he's been fantastic down at 125. Has his hands locked again.
One more time. And if you're Peterson, you have a throw in this position. Now he switches off to a headlock.
And some slick work from Dean Peterson.
Catches himself right there, gets him not reacting to that. And was that enough to go ahead and maybe stop the onslaught for a while and actually gain points in position here? A good ride in this position would be huge for Peterson to get back in the match.
Still a long way to go in this match. We got 30 seconds, second period. Claw ride there from Peterson. There's a roll from Bouzakis. And there's the escape awarded.
Good quick escape here for Peterson. Again, with a 3-point takedown, you're only a couple takedowns down in this situation.
Riding time and on factor. Still plenty of time or early third period. Bouzakis the quick start. He was up 7-0.
And one of the things that, Bouzakis will drop to the knee right there, and he'll either go to the head collar, the collar tie right there, and go right into his ties, or else he'll dart in on the shot. And it's really hard to measure which one he's doing. He bring his hands up. And I like what Peterson did right there to get him out of his low stance, but there's got to be more of that.
Collar tie from the Hawkeye. Bouzakis able to clear.
He's kind of in a hold his lead type of motion right now. Bouzakis is post, but he's not really looking to attack off that. He's just keeping Peterson off balance. Drops down to a knee and back into his tie.
One of those big matchups next Friday night with Luke Lillidahl, ranked #1 in the country, and Nick Bouzakis, ranked 2nd. Whizzer from the Buckeye.
Wrestle through it. Stalemate.
Flurry here by Dean Peterson late. A lot of pressure on that knee.
Yeah.
And this one comes to an end. 9-5, that quick start, the difference for Nick Bouzakis. And he remains undefeated, improving to 11-0 on the season.
Now let's take a look at our pick at number 6.
He has Christopher Minto on the other stripe.
Minto coming off a pretty close matchup with Levi Haynes, the favorite for the 174 title this year at NCAA's, as it currently stands. But Minto had himself quite the year last year at 165, moved up to 174, and he is quite the star there as well.
Filled in for Bubba Wilson after his injury last year and never looked back. Placed 4th and All-American in his redshirt freshman campaign. He's 14-4. He avenged his loss to Karshala of Ohio State in the duel 2 weeks ago, took him down in sudden victory. And obviously that close loss to Levi Haynes, 8-6, and he had a close loss to Patrick Kennedy of Iowa. So Minto very well in the mix at the top end. He's got Eddie Enright, a tough customer. Shot there from Enright, sprawl from Minto. Eddie Enright still on that leg. Whizzer by Minto. He's going to try and come back through to that back leg. Minto loves to scramble. Nothing yet. Minto trying to come around again. It looked like it will be 3 for Eddie Enright. So the Northwestern Wildcat starts this one off with a scratch.
And a scratch indeed. This is the first time they've gotten a takedown before a Husker in the entirety of this duel so far.
Minto trying to not give up any unnecessary points on his back as he bellies out. Minto, not a guy that's been trailing a whole lot this season, so this is going to be a tough test from a guy that's right on the outset of the rankings. Tried to roll through there. Riding time up to 40 seconds for Enright. Fun note about Enright in high school. He could have wrestled 165. He said in an interview he could have gone straight for a title, had a bracket that he deemed pretty easy, but he cut to 157 in search of a tougher bracket. And he's quoted saying, "Wouldn't have made me any better for the future if I hadn't cut to 157 and got tough matchups." That's the mindset. It's necessary to wrestle at the collegiate level.
I mean, we've seen it all across this season when we talked about Iowa Hawkeyes, Michael Caliendo, and how he views wrestling, how he's always at a comfortable weight, and how the entirety of his workout mostly relies on wrestling itself. And there's something to be said about the amount of reps that you get leading to that eventual success.
Guys at the collegiate level wrestling since they were toddlers. It's one of the purest forms of sport you can do. So Minto will try a Granby, and he'll sit back around. He's going to try and get out for that reversal. Enright still got his leg. He's got 5 seconds to work Minto. There is his 2 points, accompanied by a challenge brick to the center of the mat. Storniolo will have another look at that. A reversal would be nice, but it is swiped off the board. A successful challenge for Storniolo and the Wildcats, so 3-0.
Now both wrestlers a little cold. Gonna have to get right back into the rhythm of this one.
Minto, a tough customer on top. He's gonna try and take out those ankles for that return, and there they'll go back down to the mat, straight into a tilt. Looked like a little bit of freestyle gut wrench there, but he'll hold them and start to get swipes. Just following along is Minto, and they'll reset above. Looks like the ref is waiting for them to reset, and there's the 2 count.
And there's a brick from Manning. We'll see 2 brick throws in one matchup.
And he will stand by his call. A 2 count
And can I say, just what a showing from Eddie Enright coming in here, ranked 30th, taking on the 4th-ranked wrestler in his weight class and sticking right with him.
Enright surely going to be one of those guys for Northwestern, should they be able to hang on to him. There's a big return from Minto. Riding time. Swapped to Minto. He's got to accrue a little bit more if he wants a point. But he will continue to drive Enright into the 3rd period. He trails 3-2, but you got to feel like Minto's got the momentum.
Certainly getting a little tired, and Minto has an incredible gas tank.
It's the 3rd time we've seen that kind of half Granby from Minto, as he's just trying to get to that back leg. He's not trying to roll out. He's trying to get to the back leg of Enright. He's got to be careful of how he positions that knee. Doesn't want to get called for potentially dangerous. And there it is.
But those knees are real dangerous places to risk an injury.
That was pretty textbook on the potential dangerous. Can't be running that knee any farther up that line. Again, kind of sitting back into Enright. This will be a more clear-cut shot for Minto. He'll double off. Still nothing yet. Enright will come around. Great series from the both of them. Nothing yet. Minto will try and roll on top. Careful, he's got to be careful not to give up any swipes there. He'll come on top. Tough from Eddie Enright. And it's one of those tougher matchups where you just got to find out what positions you're better at. As Minto finally gets out for one, he'll shoot right back in. He's got the low single, trying to shelf it, roll through from Enright. And they're back in this rubber ball band position here. Enright trying to get Minto on his back. Minto will come through. He will look to hook that leg. Still nothing yet. As there is 3 for Christopher Minto with 30 seconds to go.
And what a thriller.
And here comes that Turk. Enright will go right through, but Minto will shelve the double boots and take this matchup down to 0, 6-3. Minto overcomes the deficit to take a 6th Husker victory of 6.
Let's take a look at our pick at number 5.
We go to 197, Remy Cotton up for the Scarlet Knights. And Gavin Nelson for Minnesota. These two have wrestled before, top 25 matchup this year. Remy Cotton getting the win a couple of years ago at the Edinburgh Open, a 4-1 decision back on February 3rd, 2024. But with a 5-point lead, Matt, barring any insane deductions, Rutgers can clinch the duel with one more win out of these last 2 bouts.
Yep. Cotton's got to get it done here.
Nelson working the underhooks. Cotton will shove him and work back towards the center, and now work on the attack here. Cotton and Nelson scrapping, going out of bounds, and they're going to call for more action here. Zarowski, a Jersey native, went to Lower Cape May Regional High School. So Cotton looking to bounce back from Saturday's tough defeat. Nelson trying to jack up the over-under position, and Cotton will clear it. Shot there, Nelson trying to get the go behind, nothing doing though, back to the ear to ear. Hunter Katka on deck for the Scarlet Knights. And presumably, Coy Hopke, who's ranked 10th in the country for Minnesota, due up after this. That'll either be for the duel, or Rutgers will have this one wrapped up after this one. A lot on the line here. Shot there from Cotton, has a single leg. Can he get back to that double? Oh, Nelson, great defense to get that leg free. Good attempt there by Cotton. 30 seconds now. Shot by Cotton again, good sprawl. Nelson re-attack. Oh, Cotton just got that leg back. Inside trip here. Cotton, can he roll through? No change here. Cotton saw it front with that front head. Short time now. Nelson working on the front head. They might stay here, though. Short time.
That was scary, Nick.
Nelson right to his feet. Cotton going to run him back down to the mat, into his base. Trying to maintain this ride now. Nelson hunting for a switch. Cotton will not be able to hang on. 1-0 lead for the Golden Gopher. It's our second to last bout of this duel. Rutgers on top, 17-12. Cotton almost able to reach on that left leg. Trying to work off this ear to ear. Cotton, oh, he grabbed hold of the single leg, and Nelson able to kick free. Cotton pushing the pace now along the edge. A shot here, out of bounds. Just an action call. No stalls either way. Could see a similar situation this evening as Cotton's on bottom to start. Riding time not a factor right now. The quad pod up, Nelson a little high. He's out for one. Cotton almost snagging that ankle pick. It's 1-1. So here we go. Minnesota trying to stay alive with a win here. Rutgers trying to clinch it.
This could be the duel here, Nick, this period, this minute and a half.
It really could. 90 seconds. Less than now. Who's going to be able to pull the trigger and finally connect? Cotton, a shot. Stall warning on Nelson.
Only his first.
Cotton still pushing the pace. Nelson working the underhook on the left side, and a stalemate here. Getting louder here in Jersey Mike's. 1-1, minute to go. Nelson's got a stall warning. Cotton circling to his left. Nelson a half shot there. Cotton looking for an opening. Back to the ear to ear. RU chance coming down. Nelson tried jack up underhooks. Nothing doing though. 30 seconds. Now down to 20. Neither man giving an inch. Cotton trying to find that ankle pick. Couldn't quite reach. Short time. Pushing forward now. Nelson pushes back in. 5 seconds. And we are going to sudden victory.
Why not?
We've seen it at 157. We're going to see it at 197. Cotton pushing in. Nelson's got one stall call against him. Underhook here for Cotton. Nelson fighting the tie-ups. Very tactical hand fight from both these guys. Cotton. That right-handed collar tie, neutral collar tie position here. Seconds. Cotton stalking forward. Shot by Nelson. Cotton underhooks, feeding him. Can he use them? Front hand position. Cotton re-attacking. Now Nelson back in. Inside trip. Cotton around. Can he get the go behind? Scramble. Cotton trying to step over. Minute to go. Hanging out for dear life. Cotton adjusting. Hooks the leg. Looking for three. Cotton trying to finish the takedown. He's still around. And now Nelson a chance. Cotton flies him out. Takedown. Remy Cotton looking for the fall. He's got the fall. Remy Cotton has clinched it for Rutgers. They're going to knock off Minnesota.
Unbelievable, Nick. Remy Cotton in overtime with a huge pin. Not just a takedown, a pin. Coach Goodale is fired up on the sidelines. Rutgers knocks off Minnesota for the first time in program history.
Let's Let's take a look at our pick for number 4.
But Ingham had one of the more surprising results of maybe the season against Purdue. A 17-1 tech fall against Ben Venadia, and already he gets the first takedown of the meet for Wisconsin.
Almost instantaneously, too. Must have been fed up. They had to wait 9 matches to get a takedown for Wisconsin, but quick attack there from Ingham, and Ingham looks like he's ready to roll here.
Sollers gets the escape, so 3-1 the score, 30 seconds in.
Ingham, once again, another shot to prove himself here against another ranked opponent. As you said earlier, huge win against Ben Venadia from Purdue.
When you get that big win, Sean, you think that gives you a boost of confidence going into your next one?
Absolutely, especially with a ranked matchup such as this one. You know, not only was it a good win, but it was a tech fall too, just racking up so many points. But I think the tech fall aspect more than the specific win gives him a lot more confidence.
Ooh, Sollers wants the response. Nothing there just yet.
Potentially dangerous here. Yeah. Looks like could have been Ingham's knee. Don't quote me on that, though. Regardless, both wrestlers back to the center.
Penultimate round here in Madison, Wisconsin.
Looking for a little bit of motion attack there. A little snap down from Wyatt Ingham. Both wrestlers continuing to hand fight halfway through this first period.
In Indiana, they had 3 conference wins last season. They're set to get their 3rd, but Wyatt Ingham looking to provide one happy memory for the Badger faithful in attendance.
Oh, now he's in a dangerous spot here. He looked really good with that shot, but just about 12 seconds of riding time here. Ingham looking after a mat return with Sollers chain wrestling to a switch. He's got Wyatt Ingham sitting in the corner, but he's in a bad spot here. Gabe Sollers just got to bring his arms around and he'll get that reversal.
Indiana, they do a great job of keeping everything in state. 5 of their starters from Indiana.
Sollers looking to chip away at Ingham's riding time here. Just really grinding on that wrist there is Sollers. Ingham working to fight that free. He'll get it. Ingham looking to just build up to his base here. Gabe Sollers with a lot of forward pressure.
Midway through period number 2, the ride time flips to Gabe Sollers.
Gabe Sollers looking for figure 4 around Wyatt Ingham's left thigh. He's got a cross face as well.
Sollers a 73-40 career record, as we mentioned before, reached a blood round at Nationals.
Wyatt Ingham doing everything he can to not expose his back here, but it's getting really close. The ref's watching carefully. It's got about 20 seconds here left in the second period.
All right, back to it. 20 seconds left, period 2. Wyatt Ingham, what's left of him, ready to roll. Is that surprising to see? Start at neutral?
I'm not surprised entirely. That's just really good mat awareness from Wyatt Ingham. As you've noticed, Sollers did get that minute of riding time, so if Wyatt Ingham can get this takedown here, he's in a good spot. But
crowd getting loud. Wyatt Ingham close to his second takedown, but instead Sollers flips the script and gets it.
Quite literally flips the script, doing a good job just rolling through that. Ingham didn't stay disciplined on that shot, didn't keep his hips down, and it gives Sollers that opportunity to roll through that, create his own shot. You get a lot more blood there from Wyatt Ingham. Just a nasty shot.
A minute 15 for Wyatt Ingham. He's got to fix that bandage. Don't see any droplets underneath him here, but that is no doubt a precarious situation. He got the first takedown of this round, but
Gabe Solers has answered back. And now with 1 minute left, Ingham would need an escape and a takedown just to tie it, because Gabe Solers is expected to secure ride time here any second. And
Yes.
right on cue, there you have it.
Solers anchored in on that leg there. He's got his arms locked as well. Refs call a stalemate. Ingham looking quad pod up to his feet now.
Ooh, Ingham got close, but set a big mat return, but now Ingham.
A little bit of a scramble roll is going to end up on top. However, Solers does keep hold of Ingham's ankle.
23 seconds left. It's that right leg of Ingham. He gets the escape, and now some time to work. 15 seconds left. Ingham needs a takedown to tie it.
And he's going after it. Solers once again looking for that roll. Ingham wants to keep his hips high.
Can't get it. 4 seconds left. Got it
Solers
at the horn. But ride time secured for Solers. We get some extra wrestling.
Once again, another match is headed into overtime. You can tell
Wyatt Ingham, half man, half wrapping, trying to pull off the upset.
You can tell how bad Wyatt Ingham wants it. Wyatt backing on another shot here. Wants to keep circling. Another roll from Solers. Ingham needs to keep a hold of that ankle. He's building up. He's looking to switch across, looking to sit. He's almost got it. He's just got to clear that far
Ingham's
end.
close, got it! Pure adrenaline and desire for Wyatt Ingham. An incredible upset and an unforgettable moment.
Now, let's take a look at our pick for number 3.
He's a 3-time All-American with 55 career pins. He was first when he left in the 90s. He's still second. And I think that Cam really has a great future here. Going up against P.J. Duke, who's in high school last year, a true freshman, who just quite frankly could win it all. And there's Cantrone in and saying, hey, maybe not tonight.
Well, the question is, how does P.J. Duke respond? He was handed his first loss of the season for Penn State and of his college career last week against Antrell Taylor. Went to tiebreakers. It was a 2-1 winner, and here Catrabone is first on the board with a takedown.
Yeah, I really like Catrabone's movement. I like the way he wrestles. It's kind of like that 70s show. He's, you know, like I said, his dad wrestled, but I think of some wrestlers that you're going to see arm bars and the type of wrestling that is kind of old school. And there is the opportunity that Catrabone had. He comes around, hooks the leg. Injury time for Penn State.
So Catrabone, after the injury, he gets the decision where he wants to go. He elects to go down.
You know, you're playing with house money here. See the old-fashioned roll there? He comes out, gets the hips out.
Up and out.
Yeah, I like that. Just enough of a roll there that it made Duke uncomfortable, and he got the hips out and got one. Great start for the Wolverine.
Catrabone, the 2-time New York State champion at Williamsville North High School.
He was the first state champion in the history of that school. That's at Williamsville North.
And then P.J. Duke, the 4-time state champion of the state of New York at Slate Hill is where he's from. He was at Minnesota Valley High School. So a couple of New Yorkers going at it here on the mat up in Ann Arbor.
You know what's really interesting here, Zach, is this is new territory for PJ. Coming off a loss, as you've said. Giving up the first takedown he's ever given. Being in a match that he's behind now 5-1. And both coaches would agree, this is why we wrestle right now. This is why we want to be tested. Because, you know, this isn't exactly what counts as much as 3 weeks from now. And there, PJ responds, big time response by Duke, in on a low single, drives through, gets the takedown, narrows the gap.
This is the first meeting for these young freshmen in their collegiate career. They met in high school and wrestled back then, but you better know they're going to see each other a lot. A couple of freshmen in the Big Ten that have themselves in the top 15 are going to have some real good ones down the years.
What I've seen from PJ earlier this year is he's got another gear, and he's starting to move into that, and nice job of wrestling through that position by Catrabone. Now, can he hip down?
See Sean Bourbat yelling out the orders from the side.
Yeah, keep wrestling through.
Stalemate.
And he's happy with his wrestler there to get the stalemate and send them back to their feet. On the leg.
Drives through, picks the ankle, and the roll through almost catches the neck wrench. Then Duke comes across, slides his left hand, cuts off, and gets the takedown. Really nice job by both of them keeping the wrestling going, but Duke, just great fundamentals. Kept his poise.
10 seconds
He made
here.
really good decisions there in that scramble. Duke did.
Out of bounds, and these two go back to the center. This went back and forth. It could have been anyone's takedown.
And then because Catrabone is, hey, you know, he's going to get after it, but watch that left arm right there. Cuts across.
Catrabone's already got one takedown. Looking for another one to take the lead here in the third and give Michigan their first win of today's duel.
Who's got the most left in their tank? Who can stay disciplined in good position and then execute? Who wants to put themselves in a wrestling position, believing they'll come out scoring more points? When you believe you're the best, you're not hesitant to put yourself in wrestling positions. Maybe giving up something to gain. Catrabone, the one that's going to have a little more urgency. There's no riding time. He trails by one. Duke, a completely different situation yet. There.
And on the leg here, Catrabone.
And he drives through and he gets the takedown.
Catrabone takes down Duke. 45 seconds remain, and Duke's in quickly.
Shin Whizzer rolls through, passes the leg. And a reversal.
A takedown coming for P.J. Duke. (11-9) as it sits right now. Wow, Duke was quick to respond, and now can Catrabone do the same?
Just the kind of match I thought it might be. Catrabone getting 2 takedowns against a guy that hadn't been taken down all year.
And now it's over a minute. Riding time secure. Catrabone needs a takedown in the final couple of seconds. He will not get it, and P.J. Duke responds. A tough one last week, and he gets taken down for the first time in his career, but he comes to the Chrysler Center and keeps it rolling for Penn State.
Final score of our 157-pound match.
Now, let's take a look at our pick for number 2.
So for Minnesota, it's Ethan Riddle, and for the Scarlet Knights, the return of Lenny Pinto. Had the last few matches off. We saw the redshirt freshman Ryan Ford go up to 174, and Pinto right on a shot, looking for a double, trying to finish this one off. Riddle trying to defend him off. Here's Pinto behind, knee pick, drives, takedown for Pinto. A much needed start for the graduate transfer from Nebraska. Matt, he has been up and down this year. I know he's been dinged up a little bit. He's been used to these fast starts. Let's see what he can do here in the first period. Riddle cuts away, 3-1 now, but Pinto starting on a positive note here. Ethan Riddle ranked 24th in the country, sophomore for the Golden Gophers, 12-7 this year. On the flip side for Pinto, the grad transfer from Nebraska, just 7-6, but still ranked in the top 16. And again, going to that double. Can he run it down? Trying to hop over. He does, and Pinto's up 6-1.
Like what I see from Lenny Pinto so far, aggressive on his feet, 2 takedowns in a minute.
At least through this first period, he looks rejuvenated, and he might try to get the hammerlock here, Matt. He's got it across the back. Can he get Riddle flattened out a little bit more here? trying to keep that glued there, and Riddle able to square back up and face him. It's now 6-2. We've seen this movie before, though, Matt. Pinto out to a fast start, 2 takedowns in the first minute and a half. Can he keep his foot on the gas here?
Hopefully so. Love to see another takedown here. He's got plenty of time in this first period. He's making it look easy from his feet so far.
Pinto trying to chase, single leg, able to snag the ankle. Can he find the other one? He's got time to work here. Pinto coming up around the waist, trying to drive him down. Riddle rolls through, and no takedown, and now a challenge brick from Coach Goodale. I don't know about this challenge, Matt. Here it is again. It's around the waist right there. That is really quick. I don't know if they're going to be able to overturn that, though.
Yeah, it's very close. I do understand the challenge now.
The brick goes to the scorer's table, so they lost that one. No takedown. Crowd doesn't like it, of course, being the home crowd. But you at least see what they were going for. 6-2 Pinto. Single leg again. Can he get a short time takedown? Drives through. Riddle keeping that whizzer in. Pinto's around the back for another takedown. He's up 9-2. Riddle, can he cut away? No. And it's 9-2. Pinto up by 7 after the first period. 3 takedowns in his return.
Really good job by Lenny Pinto. He looks very strong on his feet.
That's what made him one of the best guys in the country when he wrestled for the Huskers. 3-time NCAA qualifier, 2-time blood round finisher the last 2 years. Once at 184 and once at 174. Trying to get over the hump this year in his final season as Riddle cuts away for once, 9-3. Pinto's got over a minute of riding time right now. Again, 3 takedowns in that first period. Let's see if the gas tank still goes here. Little misdirection there from Pinto, not able to fully commit on a shot there, though.
It's really pummeling in hard with that right hand underhook, too.
Chasing again, good single leg cross body. Whizzer in for Riddle. Can Pinto clear it? He gets a takedown here, Matt. We're looking at bonus points now as Pinto squaring back up. Riddle gonna scramble. Pinto has his left leg caught. He's on top right now, trying to turn back into him. Can he clear his foot?
Just got to kick that left foot 3.
Trying to utilize the crossface as well. Trying to pry on that near side ankle. Riddle still scrambling. Hips back into him. Pinto rolling with him. Is Riddle on top for 3? He is. He cuts into the lead. It's 9-3. And the crowd and the bench doesn't like it on the Rutgers side of things. Pinto's up a leg there. Now he let go. So now it's, if it wasn't a takedown before, it certainly is now. 30 seconds. Riding time no longer a factor.
Really good hip over there by Riddle, though, to switch that position in his favor.
Especially off that scramble. Short time, second period. And Ethan Riddle's going to finish the period on top right here, eliminating almost all of Pinto's riding time. It's 9-6. The Scarlet Knight's still on top. 2 minutes to work here. He's still up by 3, so Riddle's going to need some turns or go back to work on the feet, which that's going to be the case. 10-6. Pinto on top. Shot by Riddle. Good sprawl there by Pinto. See what we can do with this here. Underhook on the right side, controlling the wrist. Riddle staying in his face. Pinto took a gamble there. Oh, backing on a double. Pinto driving the feet, looking for a takedown, still moving. Riddle can't defend for too long. Can Pinto step over? Still nothing. Pinto's on top. Riddle's got to watch his back here. Now Riddle, could he end up on top? Pinto hanging on to the single leg now. Dangerous position here for the Scarlet Knight. Riding time not a factor. Riddle's trying to clear his left leg. Might try to go for a cradle here. He's using the leg to hook around, and he's got the 3-point takedown. Riddle's down by what point?
Really good defense by Riddle. Pinto just driving in on that double, but Riddle just scrambling through these positions.
Official timeout here. They might talk this over. Yeah, look there, Matt. Pinto, his leg is hooked by Riddle's, but he still had control. At least he had his hands locked around the leg. It is upheld. Pinto up by 2, but Riddle is hot right now in the third. Minnesota can really cut into the team score. Rutgers needs this one. Pinto on a re-attack, had the single momentarily. Dogfight position, scary right there for both guys, and now they're gonna square back up. 35 seconds. Pinto getting backed up, shot by Real. Good sprawl by Pinto to get the feet away. Chest wrap here. Might just hope for the stalemate here. He gets one, 22 seconds. I don't know if you can do that for another 20 seconds though, Matt. Whew.
This is getting scary.
Shot by Pinto. Riddle almost went on the go behind. Back to their feet. 15. Pinto pushing in. Oh, Riddles might snag a single leg here. Coming around. Pinto. Can he defend here? 8 seconds. Scramble. Ends up on top. 3 points for Pinto and near full points. Still getting the count. Pinto is going to get a 7-point move. That's a major decision for Lenny Pinto.
Holy smokes. What a finish.
Pinto pulling a rabbit out of his hat. Wins it 18-9, and Rutgers is up 17-8. What a return for Lenny Pinto.
Now let's take a look at our pick for number 1.
And so 2 guys getting used to a new weight class.
We're here from the Chrysler Center in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Zach Mackey, Tim Johnson with you on a Friday night packed full of wrestling on the Big Ten Network.
Dylan Ragusin, 4-time qualifier, 2-time All-American at 133. He was the Big Ten runner-up a few years ago to Dylan Shaver from Rutgers, and so he's had his opportunities and to be a great Wolverine, but coming back from that ACL total reconstruction is tough.
Yeah, big time tough. He was 6-3 last year until that injury shortened his year. That's where Matt said we see it so much in practice. We've got to see it out there in duels and big situations here late in the year now. And they're hoping that Ragusin can show it here now against, like we said, a guy in Desmond who is using one of those dates here today. He gave Luke Lillendahl in the tournament his only loss of the season, but because they're teammates, it does not count as an NCAA loss. So Lillendahl still with a perfect 14-0 record.
That Olympian in 2028, and it makes the room tremendous at the weight. We'll talk about it more when the heavyweights come up, but to have Mason Paris in the room, huge.
That is the one match here tonight that Michigan is favored in at heavyweight. And it's a stall warning coming on Desmond. Penn State's opponents have been warned for stalling 97 times. Penn State has just been warned for stalling 10 times the entire year. They have been so dominant in all the duels. 12-0 on the season.
Desmond had that front headlock from the side. You can stay there 4 counts, but on the 5th count, that's a stall, automatic stall. So Dylan Ragusin gets a very important escape here in the 2nd period. This is where you're hoping that Dylan Ragusin's getting close to being at peak, you know. And now it drops down in, but can Desmond cut that corner, trying to cut the corner? And he does get 3. He was able to hook that ankle. Now puts the boots in. Desmond comes out with a 3-point takedown, goes out in front. And now with the boots in, looking to break Ragusin down to the mat.
Still with that leg in.
Yeah, he's responsible to getting back down.
Wrestle through this.
Right. Warning coming on Desmond. That's his second, and that results in 1 point for Ragusin. They're talking to the head table. Should be 3-2 because that's the 2nd stall call coming on Desmond. So it is a 1-point match here in the 2nd.
Very savvy by Ragusin. He knew what was going on there. He knew that Desmond was responsible for returning him to the mat.
No swipe as the wrestlers roll through. Here again in a scramble.
I love the scramble going on by Ragusin. He's continuing to wrestle through positions, trying to come across. He gets to the reversal.
Ragusin takes the lead.
And now really important time for Ragusin to not let Desmond go here. And he does not. The reversal at the end of the period, no answer. This is a really important third period for Dylan Ragusin. Opportunity to get the Wolverines on the board. This is a gut check. You're going to have to win 2 or 3 times in this period right here. Ragusin's going to need to win 2 or 3 times in difficult situations, I believe, to pull out this victory.
He's a guy who's done it before, an All-American 2 years ago in Ragusin. The injury sat him down. Can he come back from that? And can he get back to the podium? But Desmond turns him around and gets the reversal. He's looking for swipes.
And Ragusin's looking for a reversal right here and trying to get out for an escape. Needs to get his escape. Nice job by Desmond.
And he gets it. We have a tied match.
Break easy, stalemate.
Like I said, you gotta be able to now execute when you're tired. Know that you've got 2 or 3 times more that you're gonna have to wrestle through difficult situations.
And this crowd is ready to get behind their Michigan wrestler.
No riding time significance right now, so it comes down to this with 40 seconds left.
It's the young gun in Nate Desmond getting thrown out there at 141 pounds against the old vet, Dylan Ragusin, who's been there, done it, an All-American already.
Ragusin right there should shoot him out because he's got a stall call on him, but right now he's not taking advantage of that opportunity that I think he has.
And Tim, these guys have been scrambling. They've been going through positions. You can see they are very tired here with the final 15 seconds.
It's a hard sport.
But can Ragusin finish it on the edge of the mat?
He's going to try to bring him back on. You got to really, this is it. This is your opportunity. Okay, they're going to go to sudden victory.
The first one to score wins it.
Red score first.
I like that when Ragusin's got his tie-ups going. He's got to force his control. Don't do anything.
Ragusin on the edge of the mat.
Needs to know where he's at.
Oh, and Desmond comes back and gets the victory in overtime. The young freshman stuns the crowd from the Chrysler Center.
Final score of our 141-pound match in overtime. Desmond